As artificial intelligence has started to reach the logical levels of the human mind, so too have they started to challenge our artistic expression. Over 200 years ago, during the first industrial revolution, farmers, who made up most of Earth's workforce, saw their livelihoods taken away by the increasing use of machines in agricultural processes. A few decades later, a similar phenomenon befell blue-collar laborers who worked with horses, as the invention of the internal combustion engine and the ensuing mass production of automobiles quickly ruled horses as the main mode of transport obsolete. And before the turn of the 21st century, machine computers started to take away many low-skilled jobs such as those for switchboard operators and, ironically, what were deemed human computers. We are now staring down the face of the fourth industrial revolution, as experts have called it, with one of the main facets of it being artificial intelligence. Once more, there is a large amount of panic among all workers that technology could spell the death of careers, or even entire industries. But are these realistic concerns, or simply an overreaction?
I'm afraid I can't do that.
AI has existed in some form for a very long time, with evidence pointing back to an early version of it being able to play checkers all the way back in 1951. By 1997, Deep Blue's AI was so advanced it caused the reigning world chess champion, Garry Kasparov, to resign. Most of us have even been walking around with AI in our pockets for over a decade, with Apple's Siri. The recent uptick in AI's popularity is mostly down to two generative AI tools becoming publicly available, those being ChatGPT and DALL-E, or OpenAI. While most attention regarding AI has been focused on ChatGPT, mostly due to its widespread usability among all sectors, the realm of AI art is arguably more interesting. Most AI art generation machines work by analyzing millions of images on the web with their captions so that the AI can learn what words fit with what type of image. Then, using complex algorithms and neural network processing, the AI is able to generate an image based on a prompt. There are now many companies offering their own AI art generation software, with some focusing on accounting for breadth of art styles, while others are purely focused on generating extremely realistic, almost photographic looking images. There's a lot of controversy with AI generated art, mainly boiling down to the simple question, is it truly art? We see art as a necessary human creative outlet, allowing us as humans to express emotion, history, and other complex subject matter. Can a machine, without human understanding or emotional connection, truly be an artist? When you analyze what the AI is doing when it is creating art, it truly can only make an imitation of art it has been shown before. Is that technology something we should use just because we can? Even if you believe that real art is being made, whatever real art means, there's also an element of piracy and plagiarism. As stated just now, these AI machines are making art based on the images they have been given to analyze. And in some cases, this art can be strikingly similar to a real artist's work. You can even tell the AI to work as if it was a certain artist, imitating their particular style and their particular way of making their art. Has AI gone through enough levels of abstraction and creative processing that we can call it a true, unplagiarized art form? Or is it simply a sinister way to use the work of millions of artists without paying them a single cent? To demonstrate how easy it is to use, I used AI to generate this picture, simply by entering the words "portrait of medieval knight in armor, closed helmet," and selecting the oil painting style. As you can tell by the watermark, this was done on cutout.pro. Now, as one can see, it certainly isn't perfect art, whatever that means. There's some lack of clarity in the figurative brushstrokes, and as you can see by the light coming from the back of the figure, but also shining on the front, the lighting isn't perfect. But to be able to generate this for free by simply giving the computer a simple prompt is quite powerful. One of the most interesting aspects, in my opinion, in this image specifically, is the fact that it was able to generate a relevant background, a castle behind a knight, despite me not asking for one in the prompt. Meaning, the AI is more than capable of deriving certain elements of a picture without being told to specifically do so, and does so quite accurately. These tools are available for anyone at any time, and one can get even higher quality using paid software, which is not even extremely expensive. One can see why people would use this technology. It is an extraordinarily simple way to recreate a visually striking image for free, for any reason, be it for advertisement, education, or recreational enjoyment. On top of it being very useful, there are those that view it as being legitimate art creation. As Kevin Kelly explains in his Wired article on the subject, one could see those using AI tools, which he refers to as prompters, as similar to a movie director, conducting a scene from afar and letting others create the art itself. However, as a non-artist, it is always best to listen to the opinions of those in the industry. Bjorn, an animation student in South Africa, explains the artist's perspective. He says being able to create anything at the press of a button while putting in no real effort infuriates many artists, both digital and traditional. Many artists echo his sentiment, feeling that taking away the talent necessary to create good art means that the art created is hollow and lacking the nuance of true artwork. Despite its status as being false art or true art, many are currently using AI art generation tools. It is a reality at this point. If AI art is now so widely accessible, is it a threat to real artists? According to Aris, a graphic designer in Berlin, professional artists aren't that concerned. As he says, it isn't really capable of the precision, creativity, and, for lack of a better word, humanity to do the work. AI makes great art, but for important things, people almost always seem to turn back to people who put in the hard work to do it. Aris does go on to state that it could have its uses, however, saying it has great potential to help artists in initial drafting and can be a great tool for low budget and quick work, so long as the database fed to the AI is sourced only from artists who agree to it, ruling out any consent issues. The head of digital painting at CG Spectrum, Brandon Reimken, concurs, saying that it can assist in producing a base for first-pass concepts for a client and provide a mood board of ideas. This means that the client and the artist can find a baseline for what they believe the art being created should look like. According to many creators, AI art could have its use, as long as it is sourced ethically and used responsibly by those knowing what they're doing, not just any old person on their computer creating stock images. Although, that likely will not stop those that want to be able to use these tools freely. While text-based AI is being widely accepted with open arms and certainly spells the dramatic evolution of certain industries, AI art generation could follow a completely different path altogether. One can foresee a future where artists work with AI art generation tools as a jumping off point and are thus able to create a better product for their clients. However, it is just as likely that the use of AI tools never really shakes the stigma of being lesser art, and leads to a culture war between ordinary people who want to be able to create art on demand and artists who wish to preserve their current industry standards. Whatever the case may be, it would seem that AI art generation is here to stay and will certainly change the way we view art for years to come.